All right. Hello, everybody. We're excited to talk today about accounting. I'm Jen Knudsen, the program representative, joined today by Kathy Zhao, our enrollment coach. And you also heard we're being joined by our program manager, Heather Ogle, who is also going to be running our tech and just kind of driving the bus for me today. So let's get started. Next slide. All right, so just talk about our agenda for today. We're going to talk about a discount for attending live, some accounting program information, about financing your education, and we're also going to leave some time for Q&A. And as Heather mentioned, this is being recorded. We'll share with you the link that you can see it at another time if there's part of it that you missed. So again, let's get started. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, for attending live today, there is a $100 discount that you can receive on your first class with us. So we'll be sending up a follow-up email with the code for this discount, but just please note this offer cannot be combined with any other discount, such as a group or early bird or fast track. Next slide. So while Heather and I are your primary contacts as you make your way through the program, Kathy and our student service team can answer any questions you may have about enrolling or course logistics. And as you can see, Kathy has joined us here today. Kathy, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks for attending our info session for our accounting program. So I'm here to can help you with the enrollment process. I will also put in my calendar link in the chat box. Once you have more questions and you want to discuss furthermore about your study plan, feel free to schedule with me either by Zoom meeting or by phone call. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Kathy. All right, next slide. So we'd like to get started with the poll. It's really helpful for us to know who our students are, who's interested. So we just want to know why are you interested in our accounting programs? There's just a couple of options here. Are you already working in accounting, looking to advance skills, looking for career change? Perhaps you need a certificate for your job or to apply for jobs. You're interested in the CPA exam. Maybe you're looking at your master's in accountancy, or you're just a lifelong learner and want to expand your knowledge. All right, so it looks like about half of you are currently working in accounting and looking to advance skills. We have some people who are looking for a career change. Oh, great. Some are interested in sitting for the CPA exam and also pursuing a master's in accountancy. Great, that's wonderful. We're actually going to touch base on all those things. But as a reminder, we do have a Q&A box. If you have a question that I didn't cover or you think of something, please feel free to use it. We'll keep an eye on it. And we'll also be leaving some time at the end. Okay, let's see. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about some program information. So all our courses are online and they are worth 4 quarter credit units. You can take the courses as part of a certificate or individually. And we offer 2 certificate options. We have the Accounting Principles Certificate and the Accounting Specialist Certificate. Next slide. Okay, so our first certificate I mentioned is our Principal Certificate. So this certificate is perfect for individuals with no accounting experience, or maybe you've already been working in the field, but you don't have formal or recent coursework. I've heard people say it's similar to like an undergraduate minor. You're basically it's going to offer your core coursework. So you want to begin with the Principles of Financial Accounting course. And this course is actually our prerequisite for all the other courses and both certificates. But the nice thing about it is you can take it concurrently. So say if you wanted to get started and you wanted to take one of our other classes that you would need the prereq for, you can take it concurrently. The other 3 classes are Intermediate Accounting Part 1, Intermediate Accounting Part 2, and again, that's another where you would have to take Part 1 before Part 2, and you can't take them concurrently. And then we also have Principles of Cost Accounting. And sometimes you might hear that let's call it like managerial accounting as well, but we call it Principles of Cost Accounting, but if you had a question about the course. Next slide. Okay, our other certificate is our Specialist Certificate. This is designed for those who already have accounting experience or taking some basic accounting coursework. For example, if you minored in accounting as an undergraduate, this would be the right program for you since you already have the core courses. And once again, the Principles of Financial Accounting course is the required prereq for all these courses. These courses, there's two different options you can complete the certificate, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But these courses, if you decide to do it at your own pace, you can take them in any order. Please note, as you can see, some of them are only offered one time a year. The exception is our financial statement analysis course, which is offered 2 times a year. But for our upcoming summer quarter, you're going to be starting with accounting for government and nonprofit organizations. Okay, next slide. So I just want to add some additional information. In regards to the CPA exam, because I know there are some participants here that are interested in that, I just want to note that taking both the certificates will provide enough credits to fulfill the 36 credit hours in accounting subjects that are required to sit for the CPA exam. But there are other requirements just besides the accounting courses. So we really strongly recommend that you visit the California Board of Accountancy website for current information regarding the CPA exam and other related course requirements. And another common question I get is if someone was interested in taking both the certificates, or if someone was not interested in taking the principal certificate, I do want to note that you don't need to take the principal certificate prior to pursuing the specialist certificate. I have had some students that take them both at the same time. I have some that take them a little bit out of order, but the only requirement for the specialist certificate, again, is that you need to have taken the Principles of Financial Accounting course beforehand. If you think you have taken this with prior coursework, either at another institution or maybe in your undergraduate degree or even master's degree, let Kathy know. We can kind of look at that to see if you meet our prerequisite requirement. But like I said, if you have any questions, just reach out to Kathy and she can help you with that. All right, next slide. So now I want to talk a little bit about the differences of doing the certificates. We have 2 different ways that you can obtain the certificate. We have your at your own pace. And at your own pace is that you would pay the certificate registration fee at the beginning of $125. You would have 5 years to complete all the coursework. You would pay as you go. And then if you did that way, you also be eligible, for individual discounts per course. Like every time you enroll, we have like an early enrollment discount, or if you're an employee, there's other different type of discounts that Kathy could let you know about as well. But again, like this is something, again, whether you're doing the principal certificate or the specialist certificate, as long as you're following the prerequisite, you can do the courses in the order that you like. It's a little bit tighter with the accounting principles certificate because you have to take the Principles of Financial Accounting first, and then you have to take 1 before 2. So there's a little less wiggle room, but you definitely have a little bit more range of how you order your schedule for this specialist certificate. Okay, next slide. And then the other way that you can obtain a certificate is through what we call our fast track. So our fast track, you're committing to a set course plan. You're going to pay up front for all your classes in the certificate, but you'll be receiving a 15% discount on all the tuition. And we're also going to waive the certificate registration fee. You're also going to get priority enrollment in classes because you're going to be assigned to the classes up front when you initially enroll. Okay, next slide. I just want to tell you a little bit about our upcoming courses that we have this quarter. Our courses are open for enrollment now. We always have an entry point for the Accounting Principles Fast Track and the Accounting Specialist Fast Track. I wanted to add that as well. But these are the individual courses that we are also offering. So Principles of Financial Accounting, as I mentioned, is a prereq for all of the courses. Intermediate Accounting Part 1, and Principles of Cost Accounting. So the top 3 courses are all part of our Accounting Principles Certificate series. And then we also have Accounting for Governmental and Nonprofit Organizations, which again is part of our Specialist Certificate. And I do want to mention, you actually, if you are just interested in just taking one course, just let us know, and we can also see if you've met the prerequisites for that as well. Okay, next slide. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love to do another poll about asking, how do you think you'll take this program? Are you only thinking about taking maybe one class at a time? You're maybe more interested in the fast track option, or you're interested in pursuing a certificate, but at your own pace. So thank you for doing this. It really gives us a lot of input about the best way to come up with courses that will help everybody succeed. So just give you a couple more seconds to complete the poll. All right, great. Okay, so it looks like a lot of people are interested in pursuing a certificate, but at your own pace, or taking up courses one at a time. Okay, great. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that with costs and everything in a couple more slides. All right, next slide, please. All right, so now I'd like to introduce you to our instructors. So all of our instructors are CPAs. They all work in different types of places. Some of them are auditors. So we have Monique Smalling, Emily Anderson, Jim Veneman, and Don Adcock. So this summer, Monique are going to be our instructor for Intermediate Accounting Part 1 and Principles of Cost Accounting. Emily Anderson is going to be our instructor for Principles of Financial Accounting. And Jim Veneman is going to be our instructor for Accounting for Governmental and Nonprofit Organizations. So I have a little clip here. I apologize if some of you have already seen it before, but I think it's a great clip that Emily Anderson has shared. Like I said, she's kind of our gateway instructor. She's the one who teaches our principles of financial accounting. And she just shared some really nice information about what her thoughts on why people could benefit from taking this course. And it is on our website, but I also wanted to share it here as well. And Heather, whenever you're ready, if you just be a little patient as we switch over.
Hi, my name is Emily Anderson. I am a CPA with over a decade of experience in the public accounting sector, both in tax and audit, but I'm also the teacher for the Principles of Financial Accounting class for the UC Davis Continuing and Professional Education program. I absolutely love my class, and I think you will too. I have taught people from all walks of life, all backgrounds, and people with lots of different goals. I have had students in my class that have wanted to continue their accounting experience. I've had bookkeepers in my class. I have had treasurers for nonprofit organizations. I have had directors of global marketing in my class. I think that you would want to take this class because this class is for anyone who wants to learn about the basics of financial accounting and learn how to read a financial statement. You'll actually be able to prepare a financial statement by the end of this class. And I think that really helps to make you a more well-rounded person, no matter if you work in retail, if you are a manager, if you are a director or a stay-at-home mom. You could use these skills in your personal or career portion of your life. I have seen so many lives changed by just understanding how accounting works, understanding finances. I have had people who are investors and they come through the class and they realize that they finally understand those financial statements that are sent out by their different stocks, and they are able to actually understand where these companies plan to be in the future, and they're able to invest their money better. I've had treasurers for local churches come through the class, and they feel like they're able to take care of a parishioner's money so much better when they understand how finances work. I've had retirees come through the class. They just wanted some entertainment, and they definitely got it. But I've also had people who were just unsure of where their life was going, and they were just kind of stuck in a rut. They were not sure what to do with their degree. and they realized that they had a passion for accounting, and they were able to change the trajectory of their career by enrolling in this class and then enrolling in the program. So I hope that you take some initiative and enroll in this class, because I really don't think that you'll ever be disappointed that you did.
All right, thank you so much, Heather. I'm going to switch back over to our slides and we can go on to the next slide. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about pricing for the program. So at your own pace, you'll be taking individual courses for a total of 3,520. And I'm sorry to mention, this is the accounting principles certificate. It's $880 per course. You're going to do a one-time non-refundable registration fee of $125 that will be paid in order to receive your certificate. The other option, as I mentioned, is fast track. So with fast track, you're going to pay $2,992 in full at the time of enrollment, and you'll save $528 on the cost of the program. And then this option, the $125 registration fee, is also waived. And I did want to mention that textbooks are not included in the tuition fee. If you're curious to see how much textbooks cost, as you know, things have changed a lot in the past 10, 15 years with textbooks. There's so many different options now, different formats like ebooks, printing, renting. So almost all of our textbooks that are offered for our courses, the instructors will accept any format as long as it's the correct, book and edition and the year it was published and that sort of thing. But if you're curious right now about some of our textbooks, you can look on our website. Kathy can help you, show you the link as well. And you can actually, do a Google search, put in the ISBN numbers, and you can get an idea. So it can really vary per course. I've seen it as inexpensive as $500. Some courses might have 1 or 2 books, or an option like a homework access option online. So I would estimate probably like $100, $100 to $150 per course. But again, it can vary depending on what format you order. Okay, next slide. For the accounting specialist certificate program, again, if you went at your own pace, it's $880 per course. You're looking at a total at $4,400. Again, the same thing, you would pay the $125 registration fee in order to receive your certificate. Our other option, again, is the fast track. And this time you'll be saving a discount of $660 for a total of $3,740. Again, the certificate registration is fee, and similar to the principal's certificate, textbooks are not included in the tuition fee. And likewise, just as I mentioned before, the costs are very similar. Okay, next slide. Okay, so now that we've covered pricing, now let's talk about how you can finance your education. We have a couple of different options right here. We have a great website called Financing Your Education. Kathy would be more than happy to share the link with you if you wanted to see it, or if you had trouble locating it on our website. But if you're interested in exploring funding from private loans or government assistance, such as Veterans Education Benefits or Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, you're going to want to contact our Student Affairs team. You'll want to make sure to begin this process well in advance of enrolling. And Kathy, I saw you, do you have anything to add to that, or, yeah, please. Oh, sorry, Kathy, did you want to add something?
Oh, I'm good. I
Okay,
just put my, I just put my calendar link in the chat box. So feel free to discuss with me after the info session. Yeah, so we can do a one-on-one discussion about your plan.
Great, sounds good. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
All right, next slide. Okay, we put in another poll, and this one we're going to ask a little bit about, you told me a little bit about why you're taking courses, but now I'm curious, have you taken accounting courses in the past? So I'll just give you a minute or two just to answer that. Looks like we're okay, great. All right, so it looks about like half of you have never taken accounting courses before, and that is fine. We love people who this is your first chance doing accounting, and like I said, the Principles of Financial Accounting course is a great place to start. And then we have some people who were an accounting minor or major or business economics major. Okay, great. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you taking the time to do this polls. It really does help us find out more about you. So I know a couple people had also mentioned about taking your academic career even further for students interested in pursuing a master's degree. So I do want to note that our Principles of Financial Accounting course and the Principles of Cost Accounting course, these were two of the courses that were in the Accounting Principles Certificate. They fulfill the prerequisite requirements for the UC Davis Graduate School of Management's Masters of Professional Accountancy program. We do have some information on our website, but you're going to also want to contact the graduate school directly for further information on their programs. We can only speak for that. We know those two courses fulfill their prerequisite requirements. Okay, next slide. Okay, so we've been collecting your questions throughout the session. I know some of them may have already been answered, but Heather, do we have any other questions that you want to add or?
Oh, sorry, I advanced our slide.
No, actually that's perfect. And at the same time, just in case anyone has to leave early, we have a final poll. If you wouldn't mind doing at the same time. But like I said, we'll leave the poll up for a little while. Don't feel rushed. We definitely want to do your questions as well.
I did see a question come through that's good to answer for everybody about the amount of homework to expect.
Okay, that's great. So currently right now, typically students are going to be spending anywhere from like 12 to 14 hours a week. So again, everyone's studying style varies. People are coming with different experience. Obviously, some of you have had accounting courses before. Some of you might be brand new, but generally you're going to be probably spending 5 to 6 hours a week online doing the slides, maybe listening to the lectures, doing the discussion posts, and about 5 to 6 hours a week on homework assignments or exams. So again, they're general estimates, but generally that's what we say that for the course. Again, like I said, it can vary person to person, but I would say it's a pretty safe bet to say 12 hours is a general average. The other thing I wanted to mention is that sometimes people ask how many courses can they take per quarter. So what we recommend for working adults is 1 course per quarter. Now, we're not going to stop you from taking like 2 courses, and there are some students that double up or want to take the prerequisite with another course concurrently, or they're trying to complete a certificate a little bit faster. If you feel like you have the room, time management wise, to take 2 courses, that is fine. But like I said, but generally we recommend 1 course per quarter. All right. Did we have any other questions?
No, I don't. That was the one that was unanswered and I thought really good for everybody. Oh, here's another one I see in the chat. Duration of the sessions or the time.
Okay,
so you want to talk a little bit about the lecture videos? Sure.
So the sessions themselves, each quarter is 12 weeks. So the sessions, like I said, is probably going to be like the lecture, like listen to like the videos, and that part again is probably going to be generally 5 to 6 hours a week. What's nice about it is that you can access it throughout the week whenever you are ready. So you're going to have weekly due dates. So that your assignments and your exams are typically due like on Sundays, and the week opens on Mondays. So you will have weekly course dates, but throughout the week, you can access it whenever you want. So you can pause it, you can come back to it. I would have to probably maybe look a little bit further over like how long some of the lectures are, because it could vary on topic and on the different course. But if you had like a real specific question, I could definitely investigate more. Just off the top of my head, I don't know, because there's so many there's 9 courses and there's different topics, and the videos can vary. And I know sometimes the instructors say like there's a question on a homework and everyone got like a little bit stuck. The instructors might add in another video, just kind of breaking down the homework assignment. But if again, like let Kathy know if you wanted to know like maybe like a more detailed breakdown of over a specific class, I can reach out to the instructor and give you a little bit more details if you need it.
Perfect. We have another question about group work or projects. And as I recall, I don't recall any group projects. Do you?
It depends. So there are a couple courses. I think that one or two of the courses have, I think there's a possibility, again, off the top of my head, I think it might be individual income taxation and possibly auditing. It's some of the higher level courses in the specialist certificate. I think sometimes there's an opportunity for collaboration, but I can't off the top of my head remember if there's any group projects per se. We do have group discussions where there's a discussion board and the instructor will put up a question, and that's actually part of your grade, is that you would do like discussion posts. So there is like interaction between your other people in the course, because once you put up your post, you can see everybody else's posts and see everybody's answers of how they might do a certain situation in an accounting challenge.
Excellent. We have a question here about the fast track. So if somebody were to take the fast track, how long would it take them to finish out one of the certificates?
Sure. So it really, right now, currently we have an entry point for both certificate fast tracks every quarter. So, but because we're also setting you to a set course schedule, it can vary depending on what quarter you enter. So for the principal certificate fast track, depending on what quarter you enter, it could be 12 months. Or I think if you enter in the spring and the fall, you'll be finished in 12 months. If you enter in the summer or the winter quarter, it'll be 15 months, not because you're taking an extra course, but because you'll skip a quarter. And that's just because of our course availability. So again, reach out to Kathy and we can let you know exactly. We program them out pretty well in advance. So we could let you know if you're interested, whether this quarter or an upcoming quarter, we could let you know the entry point of how long it would take you. But for the principal certificate, again, it'd be 12 to 15 months. For the specialist certificate, same exact thing. It'd be 15 to 18 months. So depending on what quarter you enter, it could be 15 months back to back, or it could be 18 months because one quarter you'll be skipping. And again, I don't, off the top of my head, because it's a very specific order, I don't know the fast track off the top of my head for the summer quarter. But again, we can give you that information. When you reach out to Kathy, we can let you know whether it'll be a 12-month or a 15-month circuit, depending on what quarter you enter.
Excellent. I'm not seeing any other questions coming up. We have Kathy's info on the screen here if anybody has questions to follow up after the session. And then, as we've mentioned, this is being recorded and will be emailed tomorrow. Folks can get a link to this as well as the code for a discount because you attended live. I'm not seeing any other questions come in, Jen.
Okay. Great. Well, I thank everybody so much for coming today and listening again. Like as Heather mentioned, we're always here if you have questions. If there's anything that you think about down the line, reach out. But we hope to see you soon. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us.